All right, so now we're gonna use the shallow lasso and spider to start attacking. Because we had a good control. My grips was placed in the right spot. My legs was positioned really good. I had a control of him about the distance, how far he was from me. I was following him side to side. I had a good control of the position, and just now I can attack. When I'm teaching my students, I like to teach them in 3 steps to play guard. First, you have good control. Second, you start doing some attempts of sweeps, something nice and simple, and then you try your submissions. What happens if you skip those steps? You don't have good control and you attempt a submission. Normally, you're not gonna get it, and because you didn't have a good control, he will pass your guard and then escape from side control, mount position, whatever. So I have a good guard, I have a good control. Whenever nobody's passing my guard, nobody's is getting on my side control, that's when I start going to step 2. That's when I start attempting some sweeps. Because when you start attacking, you open some gaps. That's natural. But you don't want to do this without control. Okay, you want to know that you're opening that gap because you're doing something else. You don't want to just be noob and just going forward. Okay, you want to have a good 0.0, a good solid base, a good guard, and then you go to the next step. And eventually when you're good sweeping, you have a good control, and then you start attacking your submissions, okay? So we already have a good control over there in the lasso. You know a little bit what to expect when he palms the hands, when he throws you to the side. You know how to keep yourself in that situation, and now we're gonna use that situation to attack him, okay? So here, when he is on his knees, on his like kind of squatting position over here, is a lot easier to attack him. When he goes on his feet, we need a little bit more leverage. So for example, if he goes on his feet, I need to bring him a little bit lower so I can just shoot, okay? And every time that I do a triangle, not every time, but most of the time I'm gonna use what I call the snake bite. I'm gonna just attack him really fast so I can surprise him with the speed and the strength of the movement, okay? So we are here on the lasso and spider. And that's another thing that I like on the lasso, the shallow lasso, because it's easier to attack him. Let's say if I have the deep lasso. To attack the triangle, yes I can, but I gotta get my feet out of there first, and maybe he already knows something coming up, so he'll start defending, he'll start acting different, okay? So I want to have a good control here, and he's not expecting anything, and that's when I shoot. He is on his knee, right? If he have the lasso side blocking my hips here, it's gonna be really, really hard for me to shoot a triangle on him. His knee is blocking my hips from getting close to his neck. And I just have triangle when I have my hips close to the neck, right? That's when I have triangle. If his knee's on my way, I won't be able to get there. So I need to get this knee out of the way. The easiest way that I do this, of course, I keep a good control, and then I'm gonna take this leg out. And coming back for the concession that I had before, if I'm taking the control out here, I have to compensate everything on this leg. How? I'm gonna shift my weight on this side, keeping nice and strong that spider, okay? Nice and heavy, until I can get my hook inside. Once I have the hook inside, remember, this is a fishing hook again. I can square up with him, and now if he starts throwing me to the sides, I have this control, I have that control, I'll be strong in position. I can just start pulling him in towards me. Once again, look at this, the 0.0 situation. I don't want to have him far away from me, because his neck's far away, I won't be able to reach over there. I want to have him close to me, here, wherever I can reach him. But the knee's on my way, so every time that I'm gonna shoot this, I gotta kick this knee out of the way like that. Lasso and spider, shallow lasso, I control the distance as far as I want. And in this case, I like when he grabs me on the collar, because this arm will open space and also keep one arm distance from the triangle. If he grabs low on the belt, it's gonna be a lot further for me. And then it's gonna be harder to read the triangle. At the same time, he doesn't have a lot of pressure, but it's further for me to reach the triangle. So in this case, I want his hand on my collar. Shallow lasso, spider, and he's have his knee on the way. So remember, If I take this control out, I have to compensate everything the other side. So once I do this, I step on the ground and just lean in towards that side, applying pressure on the spider until I can get my fish hook. And also, if I'm here, if I try to get my fish hook, it's not gonna go inside because my hips is too close from his knee, and then I won't be able to get inside. But once I shrimp out and get my hook inside and then square back up, I have my hook inside, I'm squared up with him, I'm strong again, and I'm ready to go. Now, I just have to pull him on top of me, kick this leg out of the way, boom, and I shoot. Snake bite, my hips have to comes off the ground, shoot on his neck, and lock my feet as hard as I can, because now this strength that I'm squeezing his neck here will give me time to adjust my triangle, okay? And most of the times, especially on a high level, we're not gonna shoot a triangle and go like this, boom, right away, lock it. We get only in this position right here. We just shoot and get on this position. Now you have to adjust that. You're gonna go, I like to go with my cross grip on the sleeves, and this hand I'm just gonna pop up, keep my hips on the air. Remember, the snake bites when you have your hips in the air. Your hips is flat, so his arm is gonna pass through. Whenever you have your hips down here, his elbow gets stuck on your hips. It's a lot harder for you to cross. So don't try to adjust the triangle with your hips down. Get your hips in the air. When it's flat, like a table, his arm is gonna go all the way through. That's when you can block his arm down, when you bring it back. Keep holding that arm on that side with this free hand without unlocking your legs. Grab your ankle, actually your shin here. Now that you have your shin control, you can open. What happened here, people just try to reach for the shin, open a triangle. Now this is loose and he can just posture up and he won't be able to lock the triangle, he'll be free. So keep your triangle locked, grab your shin first, and now try to get out. I'm pulling my shin on top of his neck. Even if it's open, I still have a good control. Now I step or on him or on the ground. I prefer on him. And I just shrimp out, pulling my leg as far as I can to his neck. Choke, I choke on the neck. I cannot choke people by squeezing his back. So don't lock a triangle over there across on his back. Bring your leg as far as you can on his neck and lock a triangle. The reason that I like to grab my shin and down my toes, because sometimes when I'm pulling and he's pulling that way, I'm doing a toe hold myself, and that kind of hurts me. And also, what I'm gonna do now to lock this triangle, I have to let go. Maybe when I let go, it goes loose again. When I grab my shin and I pull, I'm not hurting myself, and I have all that space to lock my triangle. It makes it a lot tighter and a lot harder for him to escape. And now, the way that I think to finish the triangle is use the muscles of my legs, just squeezing. I don't like pulling the head. This tires me out so bad, so I like to control over here and just like squeeze, and he will tap. So we're gonna do one more time. Spider, shallow lasso. He had the knee on my way. I just gonna lean to the side, step out, so I can stay nice and heavy over there. Get my hooks inside, I square up. When I square up, I start pulling him in towards me, kick him out, boom, snake bite. Nice and high, very strong. I use my cross grip, both hands to cross that arm is very, very useful when I cross his arm. Boom, I lock it and I drop it. Without let go of the arm, without opening your legs, you grab your shin, step on his hips. Now, you're gonna just pull the leg all the way to the neck, lock that triangle, control, squeeze, and he will tap.
Hi guys, my name is Richar, and I'm so excited to show you guys the course that I just made, which is called Point Zero. It's really basics, but goes over all the grips that I like to do, how I position myself, how I act when I'm fighting, and all the grips and all the setups for sweeps, for triangles. This course, I think, is gonna be really good for those people that's looking for a specific game. This Point Zero can literally give you a start and give you more confidence to have without grips and still having good control. If you watch with all the details, if you really like the lasso and spider,
especially the shallow lasso, you're gonna enjoy a lot. This is gonna be really useful for those that likes to play guard and likes to have your back on the ground, stay safe, stay secure all the time. And